Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah, you chilled out since last week.
What happened last week?
Don't know, you was really argumentative last week, man.
No, you were really argumentative. And on that subject, you've just reminded me.
What?
Did you see the overwhelming support for me and not you?
No, that's because I think a lot of people were getting it out of context, what I was saying last week.
No. They were
completely getting it out of context. But anyway, before that, the guys from 888 Sport, they've sent us something else now this week that's, again, I think might cause a bit of controversy.
Okay.
I want you to watch this. The link's going to be in the description for this one. I want you guys to get over to 888 and tell them what you think about this as well. It's quite a controversial subject. Of course, it's VAR.
Gents, VAR, it's been introduced in the Premier League for the first time this season. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to give you guys a chance to tell me if you're pro or anti-VAR. Lee, mate,
Matt,
how are you?
Without VAR, mate, you'd only be about 7 points in the lead and not not fair. No, it's it's shocking what it's doing inside the grounds. It's shocking, honestly. There's no atmosphere anymore. You can't cheer when something goes in. You're literally sitting and watching the screen.
So VAR.
What do you want me to say? I'm not actually going to disagree with them. It's a load of crap. It's being used wrong. It's ruining the game. Look at the game that we had, Bournemouth, for example. When it was our second goal, wasn't it? How long did they take to do the VAR decision? We were sitting there for about 5 minutes. The fans made it very well known what they thought about VAR.
Mind you, the fans sing that every time.
I know, but
and then when it goes in their favour now, they stop singing it. Like
takes
the other day
away
at Crystal Palace.
it takes away the enjoyment, that moment of scoring a goal. I find myself now celebrating a goal and then quickly looking and going, hold on, was that close to offside? Do I have to wait a minute? And then you see the referee stand there like this and you're like, oh.
Do you know what? I'm going to be a little bit controversial here, right? And I'm not being deliberately controversial.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Right? I think VAR is a good thing. But
how they use
right,
it.
And get this in context, everybody, right? VAR is a good thing, but it needs to be refined. I think maybe in a couple of years' time, if they get it right and refine it, we'll all be looking back at it and saying, like how we look on goal line technology. I remember when that was first coming in, there was a lot of people, no, we don't need it. Well, this is going to ruin the game. But now, every time they just say no goal, nobody even questions it in the stands. Nobody questions it at home because you know it's right. I think with VAR, if they can refine it, it will be a similar thing. So what you're saying there is right. It takes too long to get a decision right. I've still got a problem with these referees. Like, you got referees back at wherever what's the name of that place?
No, I don't even know.
You know, the place near Heathrow.
Their house.
Right?
That's where they are. They're sitting in the house just watching it.
You got referees back there. Now, they don't want to overturn, a lot of times, I think, a decision by one of their fellow colleagues that's been made on the pitch.
Their mates. Basically.
So you've seen that a lot of decisions have gone against Arsenal. That one was Socrates earlier on in the season when he scored that goal against Palace, which cost us 3 points, right? Or 2 points,
Callum Chambers, wasn't it? Said that he fouled. And
but let me get... And everybody could see, and basically... They got this sort of thing where they say, well, if it's not clear and obvious, we're not going to overturn it. And that's kind of, I just think that's a cop-out.
No, I'm bored of it,
that's a cop-out. They're not going over and using the screens that are available to them.
That's the big issue.
They're not using that. Now, I think if they can refine all these things and do it better, VAR, we will look at it in the future and say, actually, it's a good thing because it does sometimes as well get things right. The Aubameyang decision when we played Man United, when he was about a mile onside,
yeah, that was perfect.
The referee was going to give that. We could have lost that game.
Yeah.
Right? And, that was given correctly onside. The other thing I don't like is when they give the absolute marginal offsides. I think they should give the advantage to the goal scorer and that goal should stand. So if they refine it, it could be a very good thing for football. I get what you're saying,
but the biggest problem is that goal line technology is taken out of the referee's hands. It's done by a computer. There's no error. So that's why I feel that there are no problems. The issue we have with VAR is that every referee's perception of an incident will be different to another's. Now, I'm going to give you two examples, and they both involve Arsenal. When we played Chelsea, their second goal, Tammy Abrahams was in the line of the ball. He was blocking Bern Leno's view of the cross. That was not reviewed by VAR. No instance whatsoever. It was a clear goal, no problems, get on with your job. Our second goal at Bournemouth, the ball comes across for Eddie Nketiah, and there was a question as to whether Martinelli may have been offside. No interference with the play, not involved in any way, shape or form, but they took 5 minutes to scrutinise Martinelli's position and then decide it was a goal. What's the difference between that and Chelsea's second goal? No difference. The only difference was 2 referees that were sitting in the VAR room or whatever decided differently. One said, not interfering, get on with it. The other said, maybe he was interfering. Mike Dean as well, I might add, the one at Bournemouth that was sitting there. So there were 2 perceptions. 2 referees had 2 different ideas on whether somebody was impeding or involved in the play. Another example was Nicolas Pepe against Sheffield United. Right?
Oh,
everyone knows it's a clear penalty. Now, let me give you an example that was very similar to that. Liverpool's penalty against West Ham this week. Right? Very similar. Leg was left out. Player's gone over it. I believe it was Origi. Penalty. Yes, it was a penalty. Just as Nicolas Pepe's was a penalty.
Yeah, that cost us as well.
So, and perception. It's down to the referees.
Is it perception or is it referees that are... do we need to take it out of the hands of those referees? Because this little clear and obvious...
But whose hand do you give it into? Because it's not going to be...
I don't know, maybe just...
It's got to go into a human.
You know, because I just look on it and I think this clear and obvious thing, right? If you're on the pitch and you're my mate... You're not my mate, but if you were my mate...
Definitely not my mate.
You're on the pitch and you're my mate, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I'll be shocked.
And you make a decision like that. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to overturn it, make DT look bad, man.
You would.
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, terrible decision.
Yeah, terrible.
But you see what I mean, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they can refine it and get it right, I think it's right for football. I mean, this day and age of technology and that, we should have it. Every other sport has got it, but it needs refining. That's my view. Yeah, what do you guys think? The link is in the description. Go over there, leave a comment on 888. Let them know how you feel about it. Do you hate it? I hear what those guys are saying. Sometimes when I find myself doing that now as well. You celebrate and then you think, oh, hold on a minute. Hey, the referee still stood there with his hand on his ear. Ooh, is it going to stand?
Yeah.
You know, so there's like 2 cheers now.
Yeah.
But then in the future, will that just become a thing? You go mad at first and then you go mad again.
It takes away that whole feeling, that moment of passion, that moment of like...
When you just know it's a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. So let's say what you guys have got to say about it. The one thing I would say, they're not going to get rid of it. It's here to stay. No. So if they're not going to get rid of it, let's get it better.
Yeah. And while we're here... Now, before you get away with this...
What's that? Oh, the comments thing you
Now,
said.
We did say...
Never normally says anything about comments, does he?
We did say last week... All right, we did say last week that we would have a poll. But guess what?
You said you'd have a poll.
But we knew you
We never agreed any poll. We didn't agree any poll.
You agreed to polls and you still don't put them up. But I knew you wouldn't put a poll up, so I put a poll up.
We didn't agree a poll.
I put a poll up.
Where'd you put that poll up?
Up on Twitter.
What Twitter was that?
Mine.
Oh,
what? Do you think that everyone on...
It's going to be a totally unbiased poll, yeah, on your Twitter.
Yeah, what? Now, the question was, we had a big debate with Robbie on this week's podcast. He says that Luiz should have let Abraham score so he wouldn't have been sent off, and I'm having none of it. How can you let someone score and not attempt to stop it?
Look at the way
no
he's worded
chance, right? What's your thoughts on this? Question mark. There was 28,962 votes.
What was the question?
Let Abraham score or attempt to stop him? 66% agree with me. 34 idiots in the percentage agreed with you.
34
landslide. Yeah. Landslide.
Well, you know what? We could possibly have won that game, as I said. And if you would have worded it properly, as I said last week.
There was no wording
As
properly.
I said last week, what I wanted to see from David Luiz, a very experienced player, right, is in those situations, don't give the referee an excuse to send you off.
He was trying to stop the ball,
and that's what he did. When you come in from the side, in behind, and that you're giving.
Hold on a minute. Last week it was from behind. Now it was from the side.
No, listen.
Behind.
Did he get the ball?
He tried to.
Did he get the ball?
And what's the new rules?
Did he get the ball? Hold on.
Wait, what's the new rules? The new rules state if you make a genuine attempt to win the ball, it's a yellow card. He made a genuine attempt to win the ball.
Now, you know these referees already. And you know what they're like.
But whose fault is it then?
Right? But we know, that's what I'm saying. Don't give them...
But whose fault? It's the referees. Because he made the wrong call.
What I'm trying to say to you is an experienced player. He knows what these referees are like as soon as... He knows what players are like as soon as they feel a bit of contact, they're going down.
But it's a rule.
Do not give the referee... It's like that guy the other day at Sheffield United. Yes, he got away with it, but he was an idiot. Why are you hanging your leg like that? You give the player a chance to go over. You give the referee a decision to make. Luckily for him, he got away with it. But on another day, it would have been a penalty. And I'm sure the manager of Sheffield United would have been saying to him privately, well, mind you, with him publicly, he might have said it. He'd be saying to him, why do you do that? Why? He's not even in a chance to score. Just turn sideways and don't foul him.
Luiz done what I felt he
How
had
many
to
times
do.
are we watching a game when we say, don't foul him, don't foul him, don't foul him?
I know, but in that instance, he had to.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Win the ball.
He had to foul him.
No, he had to try and win the ball. He
Anyway,
couldn't just let him score.
Let's switch the debate.
We'll be here again for another
We'll be here
17
again.
minutes.
I know. Right? What I want to ask you,
You
obviously,
wound me
we've
right up with that.
January transfer window and obviously signings and stuff like that. But I wanted to widen this debate. Yeah, I want to widen this debate, right? Because January, you heard us just with some of the lads in there, we were talking, and January is a time where, especially at the moment, Arsenal, it's obvious loan signings and stuff like that, right? Let's widen this. What does Arteta have to do when the summer comes, when I think there's going to be a proper window?
Okay.
What does he have to do to get Arsenal challenging again?
Okay. Well,
who does he need to get rid of? Who does he need to... What players do he need to buy? What areas? Because for me, I'm looking on it and I'm saying January transfer window, obviously with the loan deals we're doing, that's a time for, at the moment, just the situation we're in, ride it out until the end of the season, see how far we can get. Can we get top four? Can we win maybe the Europa League, an FA Cup, whatever? But where it's really going to count for Arteta is going to be next season, starting with the summer. It's a huge window for him. What do we need to do?
Well, first of all, how nice was it for Arsenal to sign a player on my birthday? Cheers for the birthday shout out.
I forgot it was your birthday.
Oh, yeah, you forgot everything.
When was it?
Yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Happy, but what did you do then?
Huh? Spent it with friends.
He's on his own then.
No, I spent it with the family.
Nice.
And had the children and everything else as well. And it was just nice. Went out for
Listen,
dinner and just chilled and just enjoyed life,
Since
man.
that Kobe Bryant thing, man, it's just like really focused me on family, you know what I mean? Because
you work so hard, you forget sometimes.
Honestly,
and you think to yourself, I'm working all these hours and I don't see my kids all the time. You might see them, you know, there's times when I'm out working and I'm at football. I'm lucky enough to take my kids to football as well. But there's times where I've come in and, you know, they're going to bed after they've been to school all day and you literally just get to give them a kiss goodnight. And sometimes you don't even get to see them go to bed. You go to their bedroom and give them a kiss goodnight while they're already asleep.
I was thinking about you the other day when that whole Kobe Bryant thing happened, right? And I was thinking that it's a really good thing you do when you take your kids, taking your kids to football and stuff like that. You know, I wish I could take my kid to more games. Obviously, because I'm always working late into the night a lot of times, so it's very difficult to bring him. But after you see what happened there, you know, the fact he was taking his daughter just to go and play basketball, it really made me think. You know, I take my son, as you know, like to football all the time. Yeah, and I'd taken my son to football that day. And I was like, it could happen to anybody, man. Yeah. I mean, all right, maybe not a helicopter, but I could have been driving and, you know, imagine that. It's just like, so we got to cherish every moment with our families, man. You know what I mean? It's really, really important. And it's such a sad thing. It is. It's
important to build something for your children for the day when you're not here anymore. Yeah. And it's important to, you know, make sure that their futures are secure and they have the best life and, you know, they get to have things that, you know, I didn't or you didn't have as children and stuff like that.
Just put a lot of things into perspective, man. All these little petty arguments and
at the same time, you You need to try and make time for your family as well.
Yeah,
and,
so that's good. It's good that you spent it with your family on
yeah,
your birthday.
and that's what I said.
Happy belated. Happy belated.
Thank you, man. So yeah, it does though. Sorry to put it down.
Still ain't
on
got no friends, but happy belated.
I know. Cheers for that. Cheers. Where's my cake, man?
Yeah, listen, I forgot actually. It's your birthday, right? Maybe after Burnley.
After Burnley,
I'll
take 3 points.
Yeah, exactly. That's all
I want.
Yeah,
I just want
true.
3 points, man. Do you know what I mean?
True.
But yeah, go back to the question. It's the wider plan is, first and foremost, I think that we need to remember that we've already got technically a new signing coming in the summer. In Saliba, and from what I'm seeing, he is some player. He's going to be something, and
French
you know. Hey, listen, I don't care what league he comes from.
He does look the business. We can keep him fit.
Listen, I watched him the other night against Monaco, and like, do you know that they've not lost it when he's been playing? They've not lost this season,
and he has been injured quite a bit. But
he's been picking up some little niggling injuries and this.
Well,
the
fact that they don't, they didn't want to let him go. You know what I mean? I think when Claude Puel was in there now?
Yeah, went
in there and was like pretty angry with the board, saying, "Well, are you guys crazy to be letting this guy leave? Is there nothing we can do to stop this move from happening?" Shows you that Saliba, whichever way you pronounce, is going to be a quality player at Arsenal. Remember, we saw him at that game, and he looked. I didn't realise he was that big.
Yeah, he's a big guy,
he's a
man.
unit. And then now you've got him with Mari. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. But
another young lad
all the reports that I've seen coming out of Brazil is that he's a very good player, very good ball-playing player.
I still call him a young lad, but he's 26.
26,
he's relatively young.
He'll be hungry. He knows now I'm at Arsenal. If I put in a top performances for Arsenal, maybe I could break myself into the Spanish national team.
I still think we've got to strengthen that area in the summer.
But
we have to. I'm sorry, but we do have to. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying Socrates is 32, Luiz is 33.
Contracts are running down on both of them.
Mustafi, he's going to be out of the door by the summer. Contract year left on his. All those. So I think we're slowly starting, even in the other positions, moving to the younger model anyway. And you look at the lad we've just signed. He's 26. Saliba, he's what? 19, is
19,
he?
20,
something like that. He's young. Rob Holding's still young. I still feel we need one more. And that, for me, I'm going to say it again, you know who I want?
Upamecano.
All day.
Leipzig.
And I think that's where we could go and spend big and get him in the summer. I think we even realistically said we're not going to get him this month. We're not going to do it. Not with Leipzig being top of the Bundesliga. Spurs next in the Champions League, flying high. Why would you want to? So hopefully that for me would be the big signing. That would be the big signing. There's going to be question marks over Aubameyang. There's still time for him to go this month with the talks that are happening. I don't think he will. Touch wood.
Aubameyang's not going nowhere.
But summer, that is a definite possibility, especially if he's not signing a contract and there's a year left. We could have to cash in because you've got to remember, Raul Sanelli, he's the man that come out publicly and said, you're not going to run your contracts down here no more. So he's contradicting himself and making himself look foolish if he allows it to happen, because it means that the players are dictating what they do. So
Wenger did say, he said that in the future you're going to see a lot of players running their contracts down.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody had a go at him at the time, but you're seeing that.
It's down to whether the clubs are going to allow it.
Christian Eriksen did it at Tottenham. You've seen Danny Rose doing it at Tottenham. You've seen it at various different clubs at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Players saying, actually, I'm going to
run this
sitting tight. So
because they're getting big contracts that they don't need to move anywhere else.
Yeah, and the thing is about
them.
it, if you run it down, when you leave at the end of it, you get huge wages.
I know, and
so it makes sense.
The thing is, as well, I know you was just saying about Christian Eriksen as well. I did notice the pictures of him when he was at Inter Milan, and he looked completely confused standing next to all them trophies on his unveiling. He was standing there like, "What are these? I've never seen these before."
Well, that's why he's gone there. He's gone there to try and win some of those.
And now he's left as well. I can actually say what a great player he was. Do you know what I mean? It was
Aubameyang thing for me. We need to sign him. I know he's 30. We need to sign him.
31?
Well,
I think he is.
No, he's 30.
Is he 30?
30. I'd be signing Aubameyang to a new deal. And I know people are going to say about the age, and I've said it on this show and I've said it before.
He's a goal scorer.
For me, look how much money Barcelona are willing to pay for Richarlison, who can't score the amount of goals that Aubameyang scores, right?
85 million.
Right. So to me, right, I don't care about his age. I look at the player's injury record. He's got a very good injury record. He's hardly ever injured. He scores goals. He's a natural goal scorer. I look at the top goal scorers around Europe right now. They're all over 30. Lewandowski, Aguero, Dries Mertens, Cavani, Suarez, Messi, Ronaldo. If these guys, I think now in modern day football, if you keep yourself in shape, if you are disciplined, you're not out at the club every week and stuff, which we don't see Aubameyang and none of those things.
No.
And you're still hungry to score goals week in, week out. I could honestly see if you gave Aubameyang, if they gave, for instance, a 2-year extension to his contract, which would then keep him at the club till, say, he's 33, I think we'd be still getting goals out of that guy
all day
for the next couple of seasons. I know people talk about Martinelli. He's going to be a tremendous player, but like Arteta said, he's young. Let him grow. Let's not heap pressure on his shoulders that he's then expected to be that guy that's going to come in and score 20 odd goals. And let's not let quality go out the door. That is the biggest problem at Arsenal over the last 10 years or so, is that we get a player, he's firing, then he's gone. Robin Van Persie, Fabregas, Nasri. You know what I mean? Just as but just as a player, he's reaching that peak for the club.
Adebayor,
another one.
You know,
we can say
shivers down my back.
You know the thing is,
hey,
right?
Listen, you can't say nothing. You was trying to punch up an imaginary.
Listen, you know the thing. I know that, and listen, I get what you're saying, but they all went on to win things.
I know.
They all said if they sit down with any of us, and we were then to say, "Yo, you snake, why did you go?" They'd be like, "Yo, my career, I wanted to win trophies, man," and Arsenal weren't showing their ambition. Were they showing ambition? We'd have to say no. Did I go and win trophies? We'd have to say yes. So this is what I want to see stopped. And this, for me, is essential if Arsenal are going to return back to challenging, is that we've got to stop letting quality leave out the door. Because the big clubs, they don't do that. They don't care how much money you're offering. If you've got a plan, right, you keep hold of your best players. You know?
The only team that's done it, but had a plan with what to do, was Liverpool.
Yep.
Letting Coutinho go. But then they said, right, we've got enough attacking players. We've got Firmino. We've got Mane. We've got Salah. That's fine. We can let him go. And we can go and rectify the areas that need rectifying, which was goalkeeper, centre-back. They brought in now who is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League and the best centre-back in world football. And
but then it can also be like Tottenham, where they sold Gareth Bale to Real Madrid, went and bought about 7 players, right? And out,
I think Eriksen was the only one.
Eriksen's about the only one out of that lot that was all right. I mean, guys like Soldado, and these guys,
crap.
So I'm just looking at it and saying, let's not let quality go. Right, because if you let Aubameyang go, you've got to replace him. How much is it going to cost? If Richarlison is 85 million plus to get a player like Richarlison,
and they're being refused,
right? And they're being refused. What is it going to cost to get a young version of Aubameyang? You know what I mean? You're talking over 100 million, and we're not going to spend that. So hold on to what we got. So I think it's absolutely
every year, it's
absolutely essential.
Since he went to Dortmund, I think it is. Even before that, when he was at Saint Etienne and stuff, but he always scores every single season,
20 plus every season.
And there was that question mark. Oh, he's coming from a farmers league. He won't be able to do it in the Premier League. He's scored his goals quicker than any Arsenal player in their history. And you're talking Ian Wright and Henry and there's people talking about selling him. I don't get it. I understand the age thing, and I understand. I do understand where some people are coming from because of the contract situation. But for me, Arsenal need to go and give him a contract extension. 2-year contract extension for Aubameyang. The thing is,
keep this guy at the club.
Let me ask you something. If Aubameyang doesn't want to sign his contract, and he's basically saying, I want to go and play out the last few years of my career and try and win something. If Barcelona came in with a Richarlison offer, 80 plus,
You take it.
you take it.
Yeah, because if he's saying that I don't want to stay, and he's going to run it down, I understand that. Then you take it.
Yeah.
But if there's a chance of doing a deal to keep him at the club, which from my understanding there is, he wants to stay.
Yeah.
It's going to be money, right? It's always money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You put
Well, it's
the
time
money
we
on
actually
the table,
acted
you
like a big club.
Exactly. Act like a big club, man. Keep these guys. Because I'm saying Aguero is older than Aubameyang, and we'd all have him tomorrow, wouldn't we? He's still banging in the goals and he's older, but his quality is quality. And if you got, as I said, you just check out the player, look at their fitness record.
Yeah, he's never really been
Look at
injured.
his speed. He's still got the same speed. He's still got everything.
I think
he's still an agile guy.
The longest period Aubameyang's had out in recent times is because of his sending off.
Yeah. So, you know, that's I think that's essential. The other thing is as well, you say defence, still, I mean, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because you've got Kieran Tierney, he's still got to come back.
Yeah.
Kolasinac may or may not be here in the summer.
Yeah, may not. But what I will say is that he's another player that under Arteta I've looked at and thought, wow,
Played very well.
Played very well. The one thing that concerns me about Kolasinac is his injuries, because he's been plagued by persistent niggling injuries throughout his whole time at Arsenal. And they're not big injuries. They're ones that keep you out for 3-4 weeks. Constant. How can you get any kind of rhythm going if you play 2-3 games and then you're out for a month? Play 2-3 games, you're out for another month. There's no consistency to that. Tierney, I know he had injury problems before he signed for us, but you've got to take the injury he currently has at face value, which is it's no connection in any way, shape. It's a freak accident, fell awkwardly, done his shoulder. You've got to say that he's over the issues he had at Celtic, because when he was playing, he was fine. There were no issues, no repercussions or whatever. So, yeah, we bought him, and there's a reason why we bought him. And I think that he suits Arteta's style, because he is a fullback that can get up and down and do that
Bellerin
job right.
has looked decent since he's come back. Now,
Yeah, he's looked decent.
in the summer, a permanent backup right back, or do you stick with Maitland-Niles?
I think that Arteta's going to look to push Maitland-Niles back into his preferred position. I think Arteta wants a
permanent
right back.
I think so as well.
You know, obviously we're looking at the guy
again,
at
you need
Southampton.
someone,
I know we're looking at him.
Yeah, but I'm on about in the summer.
No, I know that. Because the guy from Southampton, from what I'm hearing, if that goes through, it's a loan for the remainder of the season, and then in the summer he's a free agent anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a case of pay him. I'm hearing it's 6 figures, not 7 figures. So, 6, 7, 800,000 or whatever it is for the next 4 or 5 months. Portuguese international, could do the job as cover, and if he does well, then maybe that could be the cover option.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at. I'm thinking a top quality, because for what I remember what I'm asking here, right? Getting us back challenging again.
I know, but then you've got to look for cover that's going to be right back. Like a cover.
I'm not about cover. I'm on about players that are going to come in and challenge Bellerin.
But who'd you go for?
Bellerin's come back and he's done well.
A name that I mentioned, a young one that could come in and challenge Bellerin, would be Max Aarons from Norwich. I like him. I like his style of play and the way that he plays. Very suited to the way that we're playing.
Norwich look like they'll be gone, so he'll be available.
There you go. So that they're the kind of options that you've got to look at. You know, when you look at how much,
because remember how Arteta wants to play. He wants to play with those wing backs bombing on and crosses.
Did you notice as well? And this was something that I've explained to you about the right back position, and I noticed it being implemented against Bournemouth, where Saka was more forward and it was Granit Xhaka dropping across as a makeshift left back. So it's they're the kind of fullbacks he wants, ones that can get more forward, understand danger to get back as well, and other players. Because how many times have you seen our fullbacks go on and then we get exploited in the channels because there's no one there, because we leave it open. It's just like, what are you doing? But now it seems like the fullbacks go and someone else within the team's going, like Xhaka or whatever, going, okay, he's gone forward, he's in that zone, I now have to come across here, Torreira's here, or whoever, Guendouzi, whatever, who's playing at the time. So it's like they're understanding the positions and the way that they have to move in different phases of the pitch, and that's good to see because it's clearly working. So yeah, because you talk about signing, even right backs are going to cost ridiculous money. How much did Wan-Bissaka cost Man United?
Yeah, but we're going to have to pay it.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
This is why I'm not talking about January. I'm talking about the summer.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that in first choice, if Hector gets his fitness going and, spends these next 4 months getting himself back up to where he used to be, then under Mikel Arteta and the style that we're playing, Hector Bellerin will be one of the best right backs in the Premier League.
Yep.
But he has to produce it.
That's why I want players that are going to come in and challenge.
Yeah.
So that keeps
But that's why
Hector
I think Max
Bellerin
Aarons might
or
be
whoever it is on their toes.
Max Aarons might be the right person because he knows that he's going to come in and he's not going to be automatic first choice. He's coming from a relegated side, all intents and purposes, unless there's a miracle. Norwich are going down. He's young. He's got time ahead of him. So that would be someone that you look at and go, yeah, that can challenge Hector. It wouldn't break the bank. It still cost a bit of money. But with them going down and everything kind of falls more into our favour. So, yeah, you look at that situation. The benchmark is to be the best in your preferred position. So if you're a centre-back, like Saliba, he comes into the side. His benchmark is Virgil van Dijk. That's where I've got to get to. That's the level I need to be at. You look at right-back Hector Bellerin. He's got to get his form back, his fitness back. And his benchmark is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Most of the positions are going to be Liverpool players because those are your benchmarks right now. They're the players that are doing the business.
Well, let's go into midfield, right? And to me, midfield's the area that Arsenal really need to look at strengthening.
I think Lucas Torreira's set. I think that seems to...
Torreira's
the
set.
issues he had and wanting to leave may have
Torreira's set,
blown over.
I still think we need another defensive midfielder.
We still need someone.
We need another defensive midfielder that's going to challenge Torreira. We need another defensive midfielder that's going to be a bit different to Torreira, maybe a bigger defensive midfielder that, like, for instance, we've got Burnley this weekend. Maybe someone with a little bit more physicality in there, you know what I mean? Or just somebody who's going to... I want players that come in and challenge these players in all positions. So I think a backup to Torreira. Then there's Xhaka. What happens with Xhaka in the summer?
I think he's staying. I think that he's enjoying himself that much, and it's very clear that Arteta's changed his mind. That why would he want to go? And let's be real, since Arteta's come in, he's been one of our best players. I
think he's been solid. I also still don't think that I'd like to see somebody else also come in that position. If I'm keeping Xhaka, to challenge Xhaka, like a Decore or somebody like that. Somebody who's like got the physicality. Got the physicality of a
Can I
Xhaka, but somebody's a bit more mobile.
I'll give you a name, maybe Arsenal are looking at, because of it, we understand we're not Man City. We're not going to be able to just go, need a midfielder, need a defender, need a right back, need a striker, and just spend whatever the going rate is. We're going to have to live within our means, and we might have to look for youth. Yeah, and
it was just challenging,
man. Listen, you say no, but listen, Robbie. Yeah, if you get the right manager,
excuse me,
with the right,
that's Brennan.
You doing it a minute ago, but if you get the right manager with the right players in the right system, and you get a bit of luck along the way as well, it's like, when Liverpool, like, look, let me give you an example, Robbie. Yeah, when Liverpool signed Jordan Henderson. Like, everyone sat there and they were like, what? We're not going to challenge with him. Who's this guy? I remember Jordan Henderson was about to be sold from Liverpool and he refused to leave. Now, he's their captain.
Xhaka's our Jordan Henderson. So we've already got him, but I still need more.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is...
They went and got Naby Keita.
But listen, what I'm trying to say is that with the Jordan Henderson situation, is that there was a man there that was literally about to be kicked out of Liverpool, out of the door. He's now won the Champions League, about to win the Premier League, World Club Cup.
I've always rated him.
What I'm saying is that Klopp's come in, formation, system, bit of luck, and you need that.
Same as Xhaka.
Yes, you need that. So what I'm saying is that when I say maybe a young player needs to come in there that's already in our ranks, Don't look at it like
challenging.
We're not going to challenge.
I'm thinking about challenging for the league.
I'm
not about doing well now.
No, because I'm giving you an example. Because Liverpool have gone to become the best team in the world with a player that they were about to sell.
Yeah, but
because
they also went and got Naby Keita.
No,
right, and they also went and got Fabinho.
But
right, so
you're not listening. You're not listening. No, because I'm trying to say to you that we've already got Lucas Torreira there. So that is like your Fabinho or Keita or whatever he's that defensive midfielder. We've got that in there. Yes, we might need to put another body in there. It'd be great if we had an Aaron Ramsey. There's your box to box, for example. But I'm looking at someone that's got the energy and the legs and can play that, because the 10 role is not really the big thing anymore. You've got to do more than just be that number 10.
Well, that's the Ozil thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, hear me out, I ain't said his name yet, but someone like a Joe Willock, right? Because when I looked at him, and I know people might sit there and say Bournemouth and everything else, but the way he played against Bournemouth, right, and you think that, listen, that's someone that I feel that really could develop. And
I like Joe Willock,
really
and Joe Willock, if I was the manager, Joe Willock will still be part of my plans, but we still need to go and bring in quality. So you said Jordan Henderson, you're right. Xhaka's like our Jordan Henderson, but to me, you look what Liverpool also did. They went and got Fabinho, one of the best defensive midfielders around, right? Naby Keita, all right, maybe ain't clicked for him, but he's very, very highly rated in Europe before he came to Liverpool.
But there's another name, Wijnaldum, as well. Bought him from Newcastle.
Yeah,
if we bought Wijnaldum right now, your first mindset would be, what are we buying in from Newcastle for? We want to challenge for the league.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. No, because that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Somebody like a Decore, who for me, right, you could play that Xhaka role, but he's a bit more mobile. He would offer something a bit different.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm not saying get rid of Xhaka, but I'd have like a Decore as well.
Now him, I
in
do
certain
agree with.
in certain games, I'm like, right, he's got the physicality like Xhaka, but he's more mobile. He can get around the pitch more.
But I did also say, when you say that, I think that it would be more down to if Watford got relegated. Yeah. Because again, like the Norwich situation, if they get relegated, I know they've got good owners. And
it costs a lot of money, Decore,
but he will cost money.
The other position, obviously, Ceballos he'll be going back, and the Ozil situation. Now, for me,
maybe Ceballos might not. It depends
how he finishes the season.
I was impressed with him when he came on against Bournemouth.
Listen, I think he's quality, but he's it's what he does from now till the end of the season.
Yeah,
Ozil, for me, I'm looking at challenging in the future for the league.
Yeah.
It's time to change Ozil.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
What?
It's time to go!
I'm not saying it's time to go. I'm saying it's time in the summer to get in a top quality player in that position. Somebody, it's going to cost a lot of money.
It's going to be
a lot of money, but that is where
it's not a number 10.
That defender that you said, like the Upamecano and that Ozil position, is where I'd be lumping the majority of my money. Those would be my two big signings.
Yeah.
Because I see those as important, and I want a person to replace Ozil who can do the assist but also scores goals. There's not enough goals from Arsenal's
But then
midfield.
Also that as well, like I said, they play in a 10 position, but number 10s are dying out as number 10s. They have to have an all-round game to their play now.
Like a De Bruyne.
Because De Bruyne will go right, he'll go left. Yeah. The problem with Ozil is that when you put him on the right, you always go, why are you playing Ozil on the right? He can't play on the right. So what you need is someone that can multitask, shall we say.
And you want somebody who's going to be up and down the pitch.
And can score goals.
Who can get back in and help out. You want somebody with a bit of physicality in there, if need be. You need somebody with a bit of... I look at another player. I look at is like that Bernardo Silva at City.
Yeah,
he's a small guy and that, but he's there's a lot about him, man. He gets up and down the pitch.
Yeah,
he's physical.
He covers about 13, 14k a game.
Yeah, but he's skillful. He scores goals. That's the sort of midfielder I think Arsenal need right now. You know what I mean? Ozil, with all the quality he has, doesn't score enough goals, and I just think the time has come. I know he's been a fan's favourite, but I think come the end of the season, he'll have a year left as well, remember?
This is the issue. What are we going to do?
He'll have a year left as well.
How are we going to get rid of him?
I think they have to try and move him on.
How? Because it's very evident that they tried.
Yeah.
And then every time they try, and it looks like there's all these rumours surfacing about Fenerbahce and whatnot. Ozil comes out publicly and starts saying, "I'm love London. I'm enjoying it. I'm married and I'm happy."
350 grand a week. You know what I mean?
But this is what. But this is the issue.
Offering me 150 or whatever.
Exactly.
I get the economics of the situation, but I think Arsenal need to try and pull out all the stops to move him on.
But what do you do? What do you do if you had an employee working for you? Right?
Maybe it's a loan. Maybe it's a loan or something like that. We need to bring in somebody else in that position who's going to offer us more.
This is the problem, because his wage is so big.
I'm talking about now trying to win not trying to win, trying to challenge to win the league.
Yeah.
It's two different things, but we're not challenging at the moment. I want to challenge. I want us to be a serious proposition. I think I look at the manager and I say, this manager looks serious.
Yeah.
And I like him.
No, I know what you're saying.
Right? But give him what he needs.
Yeah,
and I
he needs
think
it.
midfield, he needs a couple of players in that midfield area. I actually think up front, we're kind of blessed at the moment. I'd keep Aubameyang. I'd still go with Lacazette. I'd still keep faith in him. You got Martinelli. You got Nicolas Pepe. We're all right up front.
Yeah.
You got Saka. Remember, he's playing out of position, really. He can also come in. You got Reece Nelson. We're all right, I think. Emil Smith-Rowe can come back, but we're all right. The forward free position. I mean, but where
I know what you're saying. They're two key areas.
The problem is that defense. Still need that commanding defender.
Yeah.
Still need, I think, somebody in that sort of defensive midfield type position who can play that sort of.
So you're talking about 3-4 players.
Xhaka stroke, yeah. And then I would go big on that sort of signing to replace Ozil. That's me. That's when we start to see a team that's getting back to. You know, and then you've got all your Joe Willocks and your people like that who will come in and will learn and will put in good performances.
Yeah.
But we need a couple of elite players, man, to get this. It's not, you look at the team.
I know what you're saying.
It's not loads needed.
No, I know that. Did you know as well that we're if Liverpool win their next 2 games, we're officially out of the title race? No joking.
You got jokes now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be hearing these sort of jokes in the future. I want to be able to
look at it, and you got because
you know
that's the benchmark, man. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. I want to be challenging, but the bar's so high right now.
Yeah, but if the bar's so high, that's where we can't.
We need a minimum 3 to 4 players.
Yeah,
and that's defensive.
And that's why I ain't
like
got a problem.
Decore type player. We need someone in front of that to take Ozil's position that's more all round. We need another centre back and then another
so I ain't
right
got a problem. I ain't got a problem with all the loan deals in January because to me, the summer is the critical time. The summer is when I see if the board is serious about giving Mikel Arteta what he needs to mount a serious challenge on the league.
Yeah,
that's what we all want to see as Arsenal fans. We want to see us going to Liverpool and beating them. We want to see us going to Man United, going to Man City, that and giving them a serious challenge. When they come to our place, they know that it's a 50-50 game. That's what we want to see again with Arsenal. At the moment, we're way off that. Yeah. And so that's the tools they need to give him. That is the tools that they need to give him. So it's going to be interesting. This is going to, as I said, forget January. The summer is going to be really, really interesting to see what Arsenal do. Burnley though, anyway, at the weekend, Sunday, got a decent record at Burnley, despite you would think that that's the type of team that we come a cropper against a lot. But we've got a decent record against Burnley.
Going to Burnley, man, it's always freezing. I hate it, and it's like, no offense to Burnley, but it's just like a ghost town, man. It's just like something from the living dead. It's like you go there and there's nothing there apart from chip shops and gravy.
You're going to make yourself really popular in Burnley now after saying that, isn't it? Bloody no offence to Burnley, but it's a ghost town, he says.
No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing to do. And it's cold. It's always freezing.
How do you know there's nothing to do?
Because I've been there loads of times. And
you've been there at the weekend or whatever. There might be some nice.
Oh, you know what?
Nice
just outside of Burnley, they've got a really nice chip shop, and it's got a drive-through.
That chip shop's wicked.
It's got a drive-through chip shop.
That's the best chip shop in the country, mate. That I've been to. It's brilliant.
I'm not gonna lick the gravy. Oh, I love gravy. It's lovely.
But see, that's it. If you went to Burnley and you sort of went from the couple of days before, you never know. You might like it. When you're just passing through there. it looks like there's not a lot to do, but you never know. I don't know.
It's always maybe when there's sunshine, it might look different. But I'm always there in the winter. It's bloody freezing there. It's always cold, and like the ground. What I like about Burnley is because I'm of the older generation. I like the stadium. I do like them little, tight, old school stadiums. Everton's another one. You like, you're standing there and you're like, oh man, look at this huge pole in front of my face. Like the Bournemouth ground we went to, they put us behind the goal for the cup game, and they had poles in the way and everything. And I'm like trying to look round and all sorts, and it's just. But I like that old. It's nostalgia. It's that old feel, and I do like that. But you know, in the tunnels down in the near the away end, and. Yeah,
because you ain't gonna be popular in Burnley after what you said.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just meant there's nothing to do.
It's a ghost town.
It is a ghost town. There just seems like nothing to do in Burnley. There just doesn't seem.
Well,
if any Burnley fans know of anything to do in Burnley that might change my perception, then feel free to tell me.
There must be something to do.
You know what I mean? What?
I don't know. I'm not from Burnley.
Then exactly, you don't know
either. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, we just pass through it. You can't judge the whole place by. You just pass through.
But when you go to other grounds, you know there's things to do and places
bigger
to
cities,
go.
Isn't it? Burnley's not very big. It's a small town.
Well, there you go then.
I kind of respect their fans still, right? Because it's a small town. And when you think,
their support's
do you know
brilliant.
what? Right? Let me say something about Burnley. Actually, when you think of how small Burnley is. And the job that guy, Sean Dyche, has done.
He's doing an unbelievable job.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That guy's got, I look at their team, there's no real stars in that team.
No.
There's no stars in that team, Barisa, you know what I mean?
No.
And he just assembles a team
with
hardly any money.
That does the job.
And he just they're going to stay up again.
It's fantastic what he does.
You know, in their last couple of games, you know, this is the other thing as well. They're on form at the moment.
They're playing some good football.
They beat Leicester.
You see, they beat Man United.
They beat Leicester, they beat Man United at Man United.
Job, but the second
they beat
goal,
Old Trafford.
But the second goal they scored,
unbelievable.
That if that was a Man City, Liverpool, or whatever, you'd be talking about that for weeks. You'd be getting magic socks out. That was
brilliant guy. And they, as we know, they're very physical.
Yeah,
that guy Chris Wood up front. You know, I mean, he's like a rugby player, man. Not that he plays. Listen to me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's built like a rugby player.
Now you're digging your hole.
No,
we ain't gonna walk with each other. He's like Jesus Christ.
I say he's built like a rugby player, and in the air, he's one of the best players in the air in the Premier League, and he's very, very physical, and it's going to be a very physical game.
Yeah.
They're going to be leaving it on us.
Yeah.
If that Pablo Mari starts,
he's in for a culture shock,
baptism of fire, mate. This ain't going to be Brazil.
I'm saying that some of the games in Brazil are a little bit.
You don't get Chris Woods and players like that in Brazil.
No.
That come jump up, you know what I mean, and you don't get the ball flying around in the air as much as you do at Burnley. You know, listen, let's have it right. We know what they're going to do.
They're good at their job.
They're good at their job. They're but I saw that game against Leicester the other day. They were losing 1-0. And then they came back. They showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart. Yeah. And as I said, Sean Dyche, he's got on playing. They're on a bit of form. Yeah. That's 2 on the bounce. It's going to be a tough game for Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to Aubameyang coming back.
Aubameyang's back, and he will be fresh and he'll be hungry. He would have seen the fact that Martinelli's come in, done well. He's going to be like, hey, yo, man. I need to perform. You know what I mean? So,
is that your accent?
Lacazette.
Is that your accent of Aubameyang? Hey, yo.
Lacazette has to step up.
He has to because he's got to start scoring.
Been playing well without a goal.
But you've got to score because you're a striker. You're getting paid
Pepe has to step up.
Do you know what? The thing is,
playing all right.
Pepe's been playing well. It's just the little bit of the end product. But he's slowly getting. I'm starting to see.
There's a lot of
to the Premier
because
League.
right now those youngsters, Saka. You know, I don't know if he'll be back in at left back. But if he's available to play out wide, him and Martinelli are putting him under a lot of pressure.
That left-hand side is dangerous for us at the minute. Martinelli and Saka have picked up a very good relationship with each other. And it's, when you strike up a partnership with someone that plays in your area, it's very dangerous. You remember we had I'm not going to even say arguably, we did have the most dangerous left-hand side in world football back in the day when you had Cole, Pires and then even Henry dropping out there. Defenders were like, oh my God, it's just hell. You knew what was going on happen, but you couldn't stop it. But it's I like the partnership that they're building.
The one thing I say as well with Arsenal, with Torreira and Xhaka in there, they can cope with that physicality.
Yeah,
if you've got a Socrates and Luiz in there, they don't mind the aerial stuff.
Did last year.
Even if Mustafi,
we did last year, last game of the season.
He's going to be injured, but he doesn't mind the physical.
Remember that last game of the season?
There are actually one thing I'd say about the Arsenal team at the moment. It's not a team that you just
bullied.
muscle off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think there's a few players in there now. They're up for that.
Yeah.
Xhaka's an unsung guy in these type of games because for he don't mind the physicality.
No.
You can't bully up.
Have you noticed something that's come into our game since Arteta's been there, and I'm noticing it even more now? The cynical fouls.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it, and we've all heard about it. And Man City were brilliant at it. Liverpool do it. The amount of times that you're fouling players and stopping attack. And it always seems to be Xhaka. And it always seems to be those type of players. And the one thing I've noticed, he's very like a Fernandinho in a sense that seems to get away with loads before he actually gets booked now. Because it's so innocuous looking. And because he doesn't fly in, he doesn't really give the referee that decision to go, I'm going to have to book you here. It's just kind of like a little knock, a tug, like, and then they always look at the ref and just kind of shrug off and just look back at him like, come on, man, and kind of put the blame on them sort of thing. Like, and Xhaka does it the most, and he seems to be getting away with it.
It's an important player at the moment. It's a big game for Arsenal. We've got to get off to a fast start, like what we did the other day against Bournemouth. I like the way it was a quick start. You know what I mean? We did everything quick. We just got at them right from the beginning. I want to see us do that. So early kickoff. We know over the years, early kickoffs, we started off all slow and lethargic.
Man, I forgot it's an early kickoff.
Got to get that rubbish out of our head about early kickoffs and get off to a quick start. Go at Burnley. The one area that I think Burnley are very vulnerable is their defence. If you watch a lot of their games this season, they make a lot of mistakes, give a lot of chances. Even that game they won against Leicester, made a lot of errors in that game. Leicester didn't punish them. They missed a penalty, Leicester. You know, I think cannot afford to be lethargic like what Man United were. You'll get punished, right? If we go at them. And it'd be a great, you know, I think the thing is, since Arteta's come in, he hasn't lost an away game yet, has he?
We never lost in January.
Yeah.
We're still unbeaten in 2020.
Yeah, but he hasn't lost an away game, has he?
No, but we're still unbeaten in 2020.
We are unbeaten, but we draw too many games. And I think we really need a win. Following this game is going to be a break. A longer break now as well, because that Man City game.
Yeah, that's been cancelled.
It's going to be moved because now they're in the final of the Carabao Cup.
What am I going to do, man? What am I going to do for a couple of weeks? It's like, what are you going to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The other day, a guy was saying to me, I was at this non-league ground. He's like, come and watch some non-league grassroots football. I might even do that. I don't know, man.
I'm hearing you might be flying out to America.
Going to be bored. Yeah. I'm thinking about the New Orleans thing. Definitely thinking about the New Orleans thing. Oh, you got money?
What?
Well, it's cheap to go to New Orleans, you know?
You can take me, innit? Birthday!
Happy birthday, son.
Yeah, should we do a poll? Should Robbie take DT to America? All expenses paid.
But, yeah, honestly.
Dubai?
No, but they're not playing our games in Dubai, are they? Arsenal. They're just
going.
Don't
give a shit about that. I'm on about going for a holiday.
You go on your holiday, innit?
You're coming in it. We're going on holiday.
Why would I want to go on holiday with you?
Because you've got to live with the moment, man. What
I
were we
no,
talking
thank
about?
you, bro.
Come
you know
on,
what I mean?
man.
I don't want to. I go on a holiday to get away from people like you.
I'm coming around your house.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm coming around to see you.
You listen.
You're gonna see me popping up beside your kitchen window, just there, like. Hey!
This break might be a good thing. This break might be a brilliant thing. You know what I mean?
What, for me?
The Arsenal ladies team, they've been doing very well. Well, congratulations to them.
Yeah, they've reached the final.
They're into the final of the Conti Cup. Really bounced back
City
well
as well, didn't they?
Yeah, beat Man City. Right. They got a City again this weekend. Well done to Pippa. All the brilliant stuff she's been doing on the women's football stuff.
Yeah, some good stuff out
I think they've got a North London derby coming up soon, actually. Arsenal playing.
Even if it's the North London derby and the ladies, I know I'm going to get targeted if I go there. It's just like,
no, it's at home.
Yeah,
at the Emirates.
Remember when you went to the under-23s? Do you remember? You was with Ty,
North London derby.
and you were sitting. They actually segregated the Spurs fans off, and you and Ty were still getting abuse from the Spurs fans.
Mind you, when I have to say, when I went to the women's one, I didn't get no abuse. It was actually all right.
It was all right.
He's all right.
Don't know about me though.
This guy, a Spurs official guy, he was there, and he goes, "See, we can be all right to you, can't we?" I said, "This is this is the ladies' game, mate.
Wait until the men's game." Dear Lord,
he goes, "We can be all right to you down here, Rob."
Oh my God.
He goes, come again. I go, yeah, I'll be coming again. I go, I bet you ain't going to be nice to me like that the next time I come down. Yeah, April.
Oh my God, I am dreading.
The Harry Kane will be back for that, no doubt.
Yeah, and I bet everything I've ever said about Spurs will be re-brought to the surface just before that game as well. That's going to be like...
It's going to be interesting to see that game at the new stadium.
It's going to be... Oh my God almighty. I'm going to need like some kind of escort or some shit. I don't know. It's all going to be fun.
It will all be fun. Thanks for watching the podcast today. Don't forget, the link is in the description for that 888 conundrum. VAR, yes or no. Get over there, leave a comment. Tell them what you think. Tell them that we sent you. And of course, big game this weekend against Burnley. Let's hope we can get a result there. And then I think decent business in this window.
Doing a poll?
You know, but you and your polls.
I'm just like, what? The
Do
viewers...
you want DT off the podcast? Vote yes or no. We will reveal the results next week.
This will be the
Thanks
only
for watching.
time you ever do one.